Well, aren't you all just looking absolutely lovely today? Welcome inside to League Unlock. Eric and Mark with you guys, and it's finally here. Number one, El Finalio of our NA Power Rankings, and you pretty much knew this team would be here within the first week of the offseason when they brought in Jensen and quickly after Core JJ. Of course, it's Team Liquid, back-to-back NA champions, and what do? They upgrade their two weakest positions, so yeah, they're coming in at number one. Surprising.
Yeah. If we thought Steve was done with all of his money last year, last offseason, oh boy, definitely wrong. Steve unloaded the paychecks this year, went over to Jack and said, hey, you know that mid laner you got that's pretty good at killing people?
Give me him.
I think I'd like to take him off your hands. Here's a blank check. Hand him over. And then, of course, Impact becomes an NA resident. And the rest is history here because you add on Core JJ there with double lift in the bottom lane, and you got NA's number one team heading into 2019.
And basically the theme for the top two teams is have three guys that should be considered imports, but recently got their domestic residency, so...
That's NA logic right there.
Yeah, that's how you become the best region on the planet, is make sure you have as few people as possible from your actual region.
Sure, yeah, it doesn't matter, no problem. We'll take them all on here anyways. When you're looking at this Team Liquid roster, oh boy, where do you start? It's a full buffet of excellency here, starting in that top lane with Impact, again, becoming an NA resident here. Great pickup for Liquid last year to get him here and have that one last year of being an import slot. Now does not take up that import slot and provides you that level of stability in the top lane here, which we know in North America is filled with a lot of really strong players.
And basically everyone on this roster across the board, you're going to be top three in your position, and now with a guy like Jensen, who's coming in, you have, I mean, this is the roster where you can finally put him possibly above Bjergsen as best mid in NA.
Well, this is what we've talked about for so long, this past season pretty much, with Team Liquid when they would find success domestically in North America. Yes, it was a lot of the times off the back of someone like Double Lift, and you're watching plays where, you know, Povolter was absorbing a lot of the damage but wasn't actually contributing too much to the team's win condition here, and you saw at the international level it cost the team. You know who won't cost this team internationally? Jensen, without a doubt, is able to handle himself at that level of competition, and you will see him excel even at the North American level here domestically with this type of lineup around him here for Team Liquid. This is an outstanding pickup for Team Liquid.
And with Jensen coming in, it doesn't mean you don't have to completely defer away from those double lift comps where you're just putting him on hyper carry, something to scale into that late game, because we've seen countless times Jensen is more than capable of playing a lot of these supportive mid lane champions, which is just the incredible flexibility that he'll bring to this roster. You want me to pop off on a LeBlanc and carry a game? Sure. You want me to throw on Zillion and just toss out ultis for whoever the main carry is? It's fine. He can do it all.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool to see him pair up with Xmithie in the jungle. I think that this duo could be something that we haven't quite seen in quite a while here in the North American LCS. This combination of the aggression and decisive nature from someone like Jensen in the mid lane playing, you know, whatever type of champion he wants to be there, and then Xmithie helping him out with the vision, the control around these things, the pathing, that type of knowledge there. I think that this is a very potent duo for Team Liquid.
And the only thing you should maybe be scared about if you're a Liquid fan in terms of domestic success is that Jensen has never won an LCS title. So something has got to break here, because in 2018, Liquid just completely dominated the NA LCS, and while maybe at times in the regular season they looked a little bit questionable, whenever playoffs came around, it was game over.
And look, I know this is part of it, but let me just say, Jensen would be an NA LCS champion if he had pressed the R button one time. I'll just leave that in the past there. But moving on, it is all about double lift here for Team Liquid. Yes, this was the big win condition for them last year, and I see it being, again, another big win condition for them moving forward here, but it's this strength that this lane will have. Double lift pairing up with the new support for Team Liquid with Core JJ. I expect this to be the most lane-dominant bottom lane that we have ever seen in North America.
Ever.
Ever.
Of all time.
All time, man. This is going to be a bullying special here. You're going to have to report this one to many principals, anything you want. This bullying will have to stop, but it's going to be Double Lift and Core JJ taking everybody in the NA LCS, or the LCS now, as it should be called, all their lunch money, Gonzo, it's all going to Double Lift and Core JJ.
I mean, they were Olay and Doublelift were doing that at times last year. You saw them countless times completely destroy TSM's coveted import bottom lane, best in the West, of Sven and Mithy. They were doing it to pretty much everyone, and especially in playoffs. That's why Doublelift got MVP, because they were just completely crushing that laning phase. And yeah, Core JJ is going to be an upgrade over Olay, so they are going to be a serious force in that bottom lane. I'd be scared of a little bit of Bang and Afro as well, but Afro maybe not as lane dominant as a lot of the other supports in it.
Right, and that's what I think that people are forgetting about the combination here with Doublelift and Core JJ, and that is the real strength there, is that both of these players want to focus on dominating their lane, building up as many advantages as they can down there in bottom lane through their own 2v2, 1v2 type of skill there. And then from that point, once bottom lane is able to be dominant and push through on their own way, that's when Core JJ will move around the map, spread out some of that vision, try to get that snowball rolling in other parts there with that strength from the bottom lane. That is going to be key. And again, that strength that these two will be able to build up, bullying around their opponents, I fully expect them to be rolling on full steam ahead.
Now, what we might see next year with Liquid is kind of shades of old TSM, where they were dominating North America so much, they didn't even really care that much in the regular season. It was more about practicing and getting different team comps in, because this team is definitely have their eyes on international events.
Right, and I think that when you're talking now about this team trying to prepare for international events, I think what you should be trying to pay attention to here is now expanding the champion pools, watching the champion pools, watching how they're pairing up certain champions with each other, these type of interactions. I think that is the important thing here, and with a player like Jensen, who again can pop off on things like Cassiopeia, Echo, things like that he can pop off on, no problem, but will also play things like the Galio and the Zillion and really help out his teammates there and give you that high level of play even on these supportive champions. And I think that is something that Team Liquid will experiment with and try to find the best method of how they can bring as many looks as possible into international events in 2019.
And who knows how the meta is actually going to shape out, what they'll have to adjust. But for right now, on paper, the two-time defending NA champs are definitely the team to beat for the 2019 LCS.